Stan Jabalisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations. Answering a question from a viewer, how did I learn the code? Well, the very first experiences with learning the code were on my own with a straight key that I showed you just the other day in another one of these CW videos, the one just before straight key night. That was my original straight key, and I still have it. I learned how to send, of course. As for learning how to receive, that was much more difficult for me, but I did have the assistance of Sylvester Steele, WA0CCA, who taught a code class for the Rochester Amateur Radio Club, Rochester, Minnesota, call sign W0, Mike X-Ray Whiskey. Well, that was way back in 1966, maybe even 1965. That was down in the basement of the courthouse in the city of Rochester, Minnesota. And that was back during the time when we were really scared about missiles from Cuba. So we had the whole place was a huge fallout shelter, and what they figured people were going to survive on down there was lemon drops and hardtack. Sure glad we didn't have any missiles come our way, but we had our own fallout shelter in our house at home there, my parents' home, and they let me use that as my lab. That's what I would call it, a lab, for my ham radio station. Of course, if we'd have had an attack, the whole family would have had to sit in that little room only about 8 by 10 foot. But I learned the code mainly and got better at it through one thing and one thing only: practice. Practice, practice, practice. As for whether I learned it letter by letter or by the word method or any other way, the key element, however you try to do it, is not to think about how you're doing it, but to just do it. Practice, practice, practice. That is the opinion of W1 Good Vibrations, world-renowned CW Hound. For now, I will say 73 and so long.